Yo, Elliot. Yo, today we got a question from our bro M. Rasa. He goes on to say, yo, E, I'm tired of losing and then gaining weight back again. Over the past 10 years, I've lost 25 kilos, but I still don't have the physique that I want. I don't want to be shredded, but I'm still fat. I lift weights regularly. I do light cardio 3 times a week. I used to count every calorie, but now I'm fed up and I just avoid junk food and sugar. I feel like I have no direction. Should I work on getting stronger first or losing more fat? Please help me, greatly appreciated. Dude, so the first thing I thought of when I read your question is the fact that many of us suffer from all kinds of physiological imbalances, if you will, hormones, right? And if you have a hormone imbalance, and there are lots of different things to consider, not just testosterone and estrogen, although that's probably where I'll focus in this conversation, but things like what's going on with your thyroid and such, also insulin sensitivity and such, right? Like your metabolism. All these things have to be taken into consideration because you could be working your face off, you could be training hard, you could be eating right and dieting, doing all those things, cardio, but if your biochemistry is off, you're not gonna get anywhere. I remember when I was a personal trainer, I was training this guy. He was a homosexual, and he was real like feminine. And I thought that I could help him go from being like, he was soft and he was skinny fat. And he had a body like a woman, right? Like how a woman could be thin, but then you touch him and there's like no muscle and it's just, average woman anyway. And this is the way the guy was, and I couldn't understand because we were doing everything right. I was training him hard, he was training hard on his own, he was dieting and stuff. And then an old school bodybuilder came up to me one day because he noticed what was going on in the gym. He said, hey man, I noticed you've been really trying, you're working really hard, you're doing the right thing with this guy, but he's got way too high estrogen. I was like, really? How do you know that? He was like, well, you can kind of tell by the way he carries himself, but at the same time, if he goes and gets tested, I guarantee you that his T levels are low, his estrogen levels are high, and it's probably leading to a cascade of other problems that don't allow him to maximize his physiology. I'm not saying all gay guys are skinny fat, but it was this one particular guy, and it turns out that his estrogen levels were through the roof. I don't know how that happened. Did being homosexual make his estrogen go up? Or was his estrogen up and then he turned homosexual? I'm not trying to figure that one out. I'm trying to figure out why you might be fat, right? Maybe you're not gay, but you're fat, skinny fat. And it may be due to an excess of estrogen, man. And that's not uncommon today. With the type of lifestyles that we live, you didn't even mention your circadian rhythm. Are you sleeping right? Are you hydrated? Are you staying away from toxins, right? Like alcohol will increase estrogen levels. Also, all kinds of weird little things like the air fresheners and the shit that you wash your clothes with. These are all like little stabs at our T monster, right? They're just little like drips of estrogen in our body that causes this hormonal imbalance. Plastics in our food, plastics in the water. I even heard recently that birth control pills, right? Women take birth control pills like it's out of style right now, right? That's why we live in such a promiscuous, degenerate culture. So, they're taking what they're doing is they're taking extra estrogen that makes their body thinks they're pregnant. And when they pee into the sewer system, the cleansing of the water system that cleanses it, doesn't get the estrogen out. So then you end up having men drinking this water. Yeah, I'm just drinking water, dude. But you don't know you're drinking birth control pills. The next thing you know, you got puffy nipples and fat around your belly button. You can't figure out why. So there's a plethora of choices that we make personally and things that are quote unquote attacking us physiologically that we got to take into consideration. And so as a result, my suggestion is that you go and get tested, bro. There's lots of companies out there now. This is sort of like a new thing. It wasn't around prior to 2014 because prior to 2014, at least in the US, you had to go to a doctor to get your labs done and then you had to go back and it didn't, it was like based on whatever doctor your insurance takes and they just, they're doing what medical school told them, not what a sports performance specialist, biochemistry specialist would. But there's a lot of guys out there now that are like, they're bodybuilding doctors, right? And so you can go and get your blood work done. He'll go through the blood work with you. He'll explain to you where you got these hormonal imbalances. And it would be very worth it to go get yourself checked out. That way you can make informed decisions about what you're gonna do next. Because like I said, man, no matter what you do, if your biochemistry's off, you're gonna have a hard time. So there are a few, let me just give you one final resource that may be of support to you. I'm not promoting anything. I'm just saying, I'm just like your big bro. I'm your big bro, yo. And I'm just giving you some stuff that works for me and things that I've read. And so there's a really good book called Optimized by 35. I think it's called Optimized by 35 or something like that by Daniel Kelly. Look it up. It's a book on Amazon. Optimized for 35-year-old guys. Basically, the book is about why young men today have screwed up hormones and what you can do about it lifestyle-wise. There's some things that you can do. You can eliminate some junk. And then what you can do in terms of finding a practitioner that will test you and then help support you, right? Like, anyway, I'm not a doctor, so I'm gonna tell you. They'll give you whatever they want to give you. You do your research and decide how you wanna go about it. But there's things that will lower your estrogen, things that will increase your testosterone, things that will fix your thyroid, things that will, fix your insulin sensitivity, outside of the choices that you make in your life. So, my man, I hope that helps you, dude. It's just one more rabbit hole to go down, but it might be the very missing piece to your puzzle for finally getting jacked, lean, and staying that way. Dude, done.